Welcome, everyone, to Chat Like a Native. Today we are tackling, well, probably the single most requested skill for really bridging that gap between textbook English and feeling comfortable in real life. We're talking about small talk.
Small talk.
If you're learning English, you probably know this feeling, right? You finally master, I don't know, the past perfect tense,
Mm-hmm.
but then you meet someone new and suddenly the conversation just shrinks, like 2 minutes of awkward silence after you both agree that, yep, the weather is happening.
That exact feeling, that awkwardness, that's what we're really getting into today because, most people seem to misunderstand small talk.
How so?
Well, it's not really about the content, like the weather itself. It's
Yeah.
about connection. Think of it more like social glue.
Social glue, I like that.
Yeah. The real mission, let's say, is just to signal, hey, I'm friendly, I'm open to talking, I'm not a threat. It just closes that social distance a bit. And honestly, getting these simple steps down, it's a shortcut. A direct shortcut to feeling more fluent, more confident in pretty much any English social situation.
Okay, so social glue, not just empty words. Our mission then is to give you, the listener, the actual tools to make that first chat feel, well, not just okay, but maybe even enjoyable.
Exactly.
So we're going to break down the strategy,
Yeah.
what's safe to talk about, how to actually start the conversation, using those open questions, listening well, and, yeah, how to end it politely without just, running away.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Let's lay the foundation first, the why and the what. So when you start small talk, you're basically just putting out a feeler, right? It has to be low risk.
Totally.
The whole point is comfort, not asking for deep secrets straight away.
Precisely.
Mm.
And that comfort, it's built by staying in what we can call the safe zone. And what's interesting is how universal these safe topics tend to be.
Yep.
You want to focus on things that don't require a huge emotional investment. Like where someone's from is usually great. Asking about their hometown or maybe recent travel. People often like sharing those stories.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hobbies too, weekend plans, food. Oh, food is almost always a winner.
Definitely food.
Music, movies, books. These are all pretty good choices.
Yeah.
They let people share a bit about themselves without feeling too exposed.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, talking lightly about work or school is generally fine. And even the weather, believe it or not, if you use it as a bridge, not the whole conversation.
Right, a starting point, not the destination. So these topics give a little peek into someone's life, but without asking for, like, the keys to their diary.
Exactly.
But knowing what to discuss is only half of it, isn't it? Knowing what to absolutely avoid, that feels like the real safety net, the conversational landmines, you could say.
Oh, absolutely. The landmines. Yeah, we've probably all stepped on one accidentally.
I think so. It just kills the vibe instantly. So, definitely steer clear of anything about money, right? Salary, how much things cost, debts.
Yeah.
Just no.
Big no. And the other big ones, politics, religion, or any really deeply held personal beliefs, especially with someone you've just met. It's just too much, too soon.
Way too much.
And this next list is, well, it's pretty much non-negotiable for first impressions. Don't comment on someone's age or their appearance, their weight, any health problems.
That's way too personal.
Way too intimate, yeah. Also, leave out things like past relationships, definitely stories about death or serious illness, legal troubles, and be careful with jokes, anything that might be offensive or, polarizing.
It connects back to what you said earlier, right? These topics need trust.
Exactly. Trust that just hasn't been built yet. Small talk needs to be
Frictionless.
smooth.
Frictionless, I like that too.
If you bring up one of those landmines, boom, instant friction. And the other person, they're probably just going to shut down.
Okay, frictionless. Got it. So let's say we're in the safe zone. We know what not to say, but there's still that blank moment. How do you actually start? How do you overcome that inertia?
Yeah, the opening gambit.
Let's give people some really simple, ready-to-use icebreakers. Like if you're at an event, just a simple, hi, how's your day going?
Can't go wrong with that.
It's polite, invite something positive, hopefully, or context-specific ones work well, like, have you been to this venue before? Or if you want to open it up a bit more, maybe something like, so what do you like to do on weekends?
Yeah, those are good starting points.
Yeah.
And that leads perfectly into, like, the secret weapon for keeping it going.
Right.
The open question.
Yes, not the yes-no traps.
Exactly. So many learners default to questions like, do you like your job? And the answer is yes or no. And then Silence. You're back to square one.
Dead end. Right.
You have to train yourself, really, to ask open questions. So instead of, do you like music?
Which is a yes, no.
Right? Pivot to something like, what kind of music are you really into right now? Or maybe, how did you first get into listening to that style?
Ah, okay. Because that requires more than one word.
It requires description, gives you details, things you can actually talk about. New paths open up.
That's clever. But just getting the answer isn't enough, is it? The next step is crucial, the follow-up, showing you're actually listening.
Yes, the follow-up is everything. It shows you're engaged, not just waiting for your turn to speak.
Right.
It's basically validation for the speaker. So let's say they mention they love hiking.
Okay.
You don't just nod and ask something random. You use immediate follow-ups like, oh, interesting. How did you discover that trail? Or what is it you like most about being outdoors? Questions like that add a little depth, even to light chat, and it makes the other person feel, heard.
Feeling heard, that brings us to keeping the flow going, making it feel less like a, I don't know, robotic Q&A and more like,
No.
well, like a native chat.
Right, it's not turn-based combat.
Exactly. It needs those little signals, those constant small signs that you're still tuned in. We call them back channel responses, just short sounds or phrases. They signal, yep, I'm following along. Think of them like conversational nods.
Okay, like what?
Instead of just silence while they talk, you sprinkle in things like, or uh-huh, or short phrases, really? Is that so? Or even just a quick, well-timed, wow.
Yeah, or maybe slightly more informal things like, oh, for real, or no way, depending on the vibe.
Exactly. They add texture.
And building on that, there's another technique called echoing.
Echoing.
Yeah, it's a great way to keep momentum and show you're listening. You just repeat a little piece of what they just said, often turning it into a question.
Okay, give me an example.
So if they say, I went hiking in the Rockies this weekend,
Right.
you could echo back, oh, the Rockies. Which mountain did you climb? Or simply, hiking in the Rockies. Wow. It confirms you heard them and prompts them to say more.
That's really smart. It fills the space naturally without you having to invent a totally new question on the spot. Okay, so we're listening, we're signaling. What about balance? I know some learners get nervous and either talk way too much or just clam up.
Yeah, finding that balance is key. There's a useful rule of thumb for the talk-listen ratio. Aim for you talking maybe 30-35% of the time,
Okay.
and let the other person talk around 65-70%.
So listen more than you talk.
Pretty much, especially at first. People generally enjoy talking about themselves, or at least things they're interested in. Small talk is largely about making them feel comfortable and validated.
Right.
So your main job, often, is guiding the conversation with good questions and those listening reactions we talked about.
And if you catch yourself rambling, going on too long.
Just gently shift focus back. A simple phrase like, anyway, enough about me, what about you? Or, but I've been talking heaps. How about your experience with? Something like that works perfectly.
Okay, good recovery tactic. So this brings up a question. If the small talk is going well, how do you maybe shift gears? Go a little deeper. You don't want to stay superficial forever, maybe.
That's a delicate transition. The key is risk management, again.
Right.
You need to read the signs. If you're getting positive cues, they're smiling, leaning in maybe, giving detailed answers, good eye contact, then you can try to build on the safe topic. Gradually.
Gradually is the key word there.
Definitely. Don't leap from, do you like movies, to what's your biggest regret in life?
No, please don't.
So if you were talking about their college major, instead of a huge leap, you could ask something like, how did you actually decide on that major? Was it a tough choice?
Okay, that feels natural. It builds on what's already there.
Exactly. Or if you talked about travel, instead of just, where else have you been? Maybe try. You mentioned enjoying travel, thinking back. What place would you say had the biggest impact on you?
Ah, okay. Still connected, but a bit more reflective.
Right. But, and this is a big but, you have to be watching closely.
Yeah.
Reading the room. Nonverbal cues are your safety check.
What should we look for?
Positive signs are leaning forward, nodding, smiling, responsive answers. That means keep going. It's working.
And negative signs.
If they start leaning back, giving really short answers, maybe looking around the room, avoiding eye contact.
That's the signal to retreat.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Back off. Go back to a super safe topic, the event you're at, the weather again, whatever. Or, if it still feels awkward, maybe it's just time to politely end the chat.
Right. And remember cultural differences too, I guess.
Hugely important. What feels like normal depth in one culture might be way too personal in another. You have to be sensitive and ready to adapt.
Good point. Okay, so let's say the conversation has run its course, whether it went deep or stayed light. We need a smooth exit. No abrupt disappearances after building that connection.
Please, no ghosting mid-conversation. Always leave on a positive note. It helps to have a couple of polite exit phrases ready in your back pocket.
Like what?
You could say something like, well, it was genuinely great talking with you. I actually need to go now, but I hope we can chat again sometime.
That sounds nice.
Or simpler, thanks so much for sharing that. Really interesting. Enjoy the rest of your day, evening.
Okay. And if you need an excuse,
Perfectly fine to use one politely. I should probably go grab another drink, or I think I see my friend over there. I should catch them. Just make sure the overall tone is appreciative. Thanks for the chat.
got it. So this all sounds like a great toolkit, but knowing it and doing it naturally are different things. Practice is key, right?
Absolutely. And you don't need to wait for some big, scary party to practice.
What can people do, like today?
Well, first, role play.
Seriously.
Grab a friend, a language partner, whoever. Practice the openings, the follow-ups, the echoing, the polite endings. Do it until it feels less awkward.
Makes sense. Muscle memory.
Second, become an observer. Watch native speakers in real life if you can, or even just in TV shows or movies. Notice how they start, how they respond, how they use those little back channel things.
Good idea. Passive learning.
Third, maybe keep a little small talk notebook. After a chat, jot down what topics worked, what questions you asked, maybe how you could have followed up differently.
Like a game journal, but for conversation.
Kind of. And challenge yourself. Just once a day, try one new open question with someone low stakes. The person at the coffee shop, a neighbor, anyone.
Lower the pressure.
Exactly. And one really important piece of advice, especially for intermediate learners, please don't obsess about perfect grammar in these moments.
Oh, that's a relief to hear.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Connection and just keeping the flow going matter way more than getting every single preposition right. Use short phrases like, that's cool, or no way, it's fine. Focus more on the nonverbals, smile, nod, make eye contact. That goes a long way.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. The core strategy we've discussed. Start with safe, low-investment topics. Ask open-ended questions and always follow up. Listen actively. Use those back-channel cues like uh-huh and wow.
Remember that talk-listen ratio? Aim for maybe 30% talking, 70% listening, especially early on, and constantly read the nonverbal cues to know if you should go deeper, change the subject, or wrap it up.
Right. It sounds simple, maybe, but small talk is actually powerful, isn't it?
Incredibly. It's your practice ground for English in real situations, low-risk practice. And it's literally the key that unlocks the door to potentially deeper connections later on.
So, before you head out to practice chatting like a native, here's a final thought to chew on. Challenge yourself today. Think of maybe 2 or 3 easy go-to topics you can have ready. What you're watching, reading, a funny thing that happened.
Good prep.
But more importantly, commit to trying just one thing differently next time you chat. Deliberately pause for just a second before you respond. Don't rush to fill the silence, that tiny pause. It gives you thinking time, and counterintuitively, it can make you sound much more confident and natural.
Great final tip. Go try it.
Go forth and connect,